Hello there, it's Patricia from Pinky's World, and this week we're making a little treat box for the boys. These are things they always ask me every time they come around to the house. Have you got these wee slush puppy drinks here that you can make with milk? So I thought I'd get some and have them ready for them. For this particular project, if you buy these, excuse the ink all over my fingers, I'll be using the darker colour for this one. You actually need to clip off a wee bit to make them fit. I forgot to extend my measurements to make it fit without cutting them, but it doesn't do them any harm if you don't go too close. I mean, it's still sealed up in there. So just clip those off when I remember to tell you. And that'll make them fit for you. So besides that, inside there's a packet of Oreo biscuits and 2 of these. And it just slips in there like so. Really nice. I hadn't bothered to decorate this. You could write something or stamp a wee message or cover it in your DSP. I'm actually using up the old Return in colours, these ones here. And I've gone with Starry Sky. And what was the lighter colour? Tahitian Tide. For the next one, I've only enough of the green, so I'm going with it. It's Parakeet Party. And again with the Starry Sky. I think that's it anyway. I've used the stars out of this pack here, and the wee stamp came from that lovely wee Easter bunny, which has been a real favourite with me. So that's all you need. Oh, that's what I've used, I should say. You use whatever you want. So it just tucks inside, and as you can see, I've rolled this across the back just to break that up. Because this is longer than 6 inches, it's not going to do your 6-inch paper, so that wee divide just makes it perfect for you. And it's really simple to make, so let's have a wee go. So this is what's going to fit your Oreo and your 2 wee drinks, which is a great wee gift on its own for anybody. So start off with 2 pieces, well, 1 A4 sheet of card will do this for you. That's all you need. You're going to get both sections out of it. For your biggest one, you need 11 inches by 4.5, and for your smallest one, you need, where are you? Card 2, 6 inches by 2.5. So you want to do a bit of scoring now. Oh. So we're going to score on the long side of the biggest one. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. I always come off when I'm doing that side. 1/2 inch. Talking to myself here. 7.5 and 8 inches. For goodness sake. What am I like? So spin that round, and we're going to go, where are we going to go? 1/2 inch again. My favourite thing to do. So 1/2 inch on the short side, and then 1 inch. So make sure it's well butted up. 1 inch. Then 3.5 inches and 4 inches. And then for your smaller one, you just need to do 1/2 inch on one side of it. And that's it. So get this out of the way. So for this one, we're going to cut away. This is going to be the pocket part, so we don't need these 2 lines from here right up to the top. So cut those away either on your cutter or with your scissors. I'm just going to go with the scissors. My cutter will not fit under this table or under this size that I have, so forgive me if it's a bit wiggly wobbly. You're safer putting it into your cut machine if it's one of those ones you can see, like the Stampin' Up one there, that you can see through where your blade's going to start and stop. So just cut that right down. Even you don't need these 2 squares either. So just cut those off. And then do the same on the other side. Should have flipped that over, it might have made it easier. Right, that is that one done. Keep these. You're going to need one of these strips which you want to cut down into the 1/2 inch. You have 2 1/2 inch marks there, so just cut one of those down and hold on to it. For the other wee bit, you're just going to fold it. Actually, we'll just fold it up and burnish. So on these ones, on the outer 2 parts here, just cut them in, just to that first score line. Same on each side. At least I'm cutting the bad mark off. So we're getting there. You want to score these. Score your bottom ones. And before we put our DSP on, we want to, or before we seal this, we want to put our DSP on. So we're getting the basic shape. This is going to attach to this perfectly to cover our bottom part, but we want to shape this, and to do that I'm going to use the corner punch. You could use a die or one of the older punches if you had them, or something fancy you have yourself. I'm just going to do this one. I'm not going to bother with a fancy phone because I want it to slide into my wee thing. So butt it up and press. Get rid of that. Oh, don't know if I got you there or not. Yep. So keep that. You're going to need it for one of your DSPs. And for the DSP, I have cut out, again I'm using 2 different colours because it's 6 by 6 inch, and we don't want the longest one. Pardon me, the dinner's going to come back up on me there. You need 2 pieces, right? Listen to me carefully because I'll only confuse you if you don't. The 2 pieces that I have cut here are in the dark colour. If you're going to do a 2-tone, if you're using 12 by 12 paper, you don't need to separate, but I think it's really nice separated, the 2-toned colours, you know. So you need 2 pieces, one for here and one for here, and they measure 2 1/4 inch wide by 2 3/4 inches long. So 2 of those. And then you move on to your contrasting colour, and you need 2 of those, and they measure 4 1/4 inches long by 2 1/4 wide. And they will go, one will go here and one will go on the inside, and it'll just slip down behind your chocolate bar. So that's the 2 you need for there. And then of course you need the longer one for the front, which is this one, and it needs to be 2 1/4 wide by 5 1/4 long. And because that's going to fit onto our nice curved piece, we need to pop it in and cut the seam as you did. So that should fit on there nicely, like so, more or less. So that'll be that out of the way. So now we can start decorating up. So before we do our pocket, we're going to put one of these wee pieces on here, and the other wee piece will go here. But in the meantime, you will have this one at the top, and it can come down over the top of that one. I think that's the way I did it. It doesn't really matter yet. Do it over the top. So put your 2 blue ones on first, or your 2 dark colours, whatever you're going with. If you're like me and you have a couple of wee packs of the returned 6-inch papers, use them up before you start into new ones. Keeps you out of trouble with everybody if you're using up all your papers. I have no bother using up my inks because I get it all over me. So pop that one there. We'll add the other wee one These are the two that is the same size. I have all these written down below for you, and I'll colour code them so that you know which ones I'm talking about. So now you want to go on to this one. You can use either side of your DSP. I didn't go with this side because it's floral. And these are for the boys. As you know, our little princess doesn't arrive until May. And then it'll be all pink. So that's going to overlap this one slightly, which is good. That's what you want. Just make sure you have them lined up nicely there. And then where is the other side? This one goes here. Parakeet Party is a nice colour. I like a limey green. But it's gone now. We do have Lemon Lime Twist, which was there from my early days. One of my first colours I bought, Lemon Lime Twist. Right, so that's that in place. And that will stick to this to form your, and this will form your pocket. But we need to set a nice wee piece of DSP in here. And this is the other 4 1/4 one that you cut to match the back. And you don't need to decorate on down as you're not going to see it. So just pop that in there. We're going to make our wee pocket up now, which can be a bit annoying when you're trying to get these to sit up, so take your time over it. Put your glue, a good firm glue that's going to hold it on the 2 pieces that you slanted in. Just make sure the glue goes right to the ends of these so that it is catching. And have your long bone folder ready, or a ruler or something long that'll reach inside your pocket and help you to make it behave. So we're going to fold these down. Remember, this has to be straight and these have to be straight. So don't press anything down until you're really happy with how it looks, and then give it a wee shove. You want to make sure that this doesn't leave a gap, like you've stuck it all back to front or whatever. Just make sure that butts right up and everything isn't overhanging, or you just want it nice and boxy. And it is a bit fiddly to do it. I'll not tell you a word of a lie. It is a bit fiddly, but worth your while to take your time and make it work. Now I can see that's poking out a wee bit at the top there. So use your bone folder to push it out to where you want it. And then when you're happy, press down. Double check this one. And that gives you a nice clean finish on both sides there. So that's your pocket made, and now we want to stick this boy to here. So we'll put our glue here. Now you can slant that in a wee bit if you want, or just keep it straight like I'm going to do, and hope that you've cut it really well. Not the boy's mind, but you want a nice neat finish on your anything. You go to the bother of making it, you want to look nice, don't you? So that will press into this, and that'll give you time to line it up. You just butt it up to the score that you made when you were scoring that 1/2 inch, and double check that everything's okay. So a wee bit okay there. I'm going to trim it where I think it's overlapping slightly. And that should fit all right, shouldn't it? So now you want to get that piece that you saved. It's going to be wrapped around the back, but look at that below. Don't know where it even came from. What a mess, huh? So we're going to actually butt that into that piece there. That has shifted on me slightly. So that it's sort of covering that, but just butt it up to it. And that brings it down low enough to make a nice difference there. So just decide, use the center of this. I'm going to chop off those wee end bits anyway. So just put a bit on across close to that border there. I'm going to chop these boys off before I forget. They were the 2 half-inch squares that we used. So you want the nice neat bit to the back and sort of central. And we're just going to, if you pop your bits and pieces in there, it gives that a wee bit of weight. Stops it wobbling about while you're trying to get that to take. Just makes it nice and firm for you. Trying to push that through it. Right, so hopefully you can press down now at the back and that'll take where you've stuck it here and make sure it stays butted up. And then you want to just fold it with your hand along those side bits. I did not stick my side bits and I regretted it, so I'm going to stick these ones just a wee bit on the side at either side there, just where this is going to meet the white. Don't glue it here at all, but it'll give it an extra wee bit of support. So you can turn those up on both sides. And this will be here. Come on, stick. I'm going to pause you to give this a minute to... Right, it seems to have stuck now. So you're ready now to lap this over, but you do not want it tight. So lap it over. Don't crease it, just lap it over. Don't press it down. We want to give it a wee bit of leeway. So we have a sort of a looser band there, so that you don't want this struggling to get in. So add a bit of glue. And this will be covered, so don't worry too much. But just make sure that it has a wee bit of stretch in it. Oops, and just let that take. Making sure it's nice and straight. So you can practice, make sure that's sliding in and out for you nice and easy. Oh, got a bit of glue on it. Look at me. Oh, getting worse. Good, these things are like magic. So we now know that that's perfectly right. And our next wee bit that we have is the sentiment that I took out of that wee rabbit one. And we're just going to raise it up on this with a couple of dimensionals. But we want to make sure that we get this in the right place. So line that up upside down. And you know, you don't want your dimensionals sticking out any further than that. Use this wee one. Put one over that join, and that'll secure it another wee bit for you. Pop that on the center, and then we just have our wee stars. So if these cut out, they'll use that dye in the beautiful balloons. Isn't it beautiful balloons you call it? Look at the point missing of that. It's all static. So we're going to put one. I've already got dimensionals on these, just for speed. So this one, I'm going to follow a line that I think is in the center. Now, I don't think I actually have a line. Is that going to be too much over? So I'm going to go to the center of my wee stripe there. And that's going to keep me right. And I'll do the same with the smaller one at the top. And then we'll set the other one in the middle. So again, I'm going to the center of that particular line. And then we'll pop the bigger one there. And again, just get central between the two. And then this wee one, we're just going to go down flat so that it doesn't catch on anything when you're opening and closing, or when the child's opening and closing it. This would make a good wee pocket for a tie or something for a daddy, wouldn't it? For Father's Day. So we're just setting that at the bottom, following the middle line there, keeping it nice and flat. And that is her done. Two nice wee treat packages, really good, really ample size, like they're just over 7 inches long, so I think you could put a tie, nicely folded inside there. If people still wear ties, do they? I'm sure some people do. So just make sure that you keep all your nice wee corners nice and lined up. And as you can see, mine's a bit floppy around this side because I didn't glue it. I think it's much better just glued. Gives it a good firm grip then for your... On the back you could add the child's name along the white band if you wanted, or the person's name, and a nice wee sentiment stamped and stuck on. Entirely up to you how far you want to go with it, but I hope it's of use to you, and I'll catch you all again soon. Thanks very much for watching now. Bye.